Welcome to Inside the Vandals, brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Casino Hotel and Resort. I'm Braedon Cain.
And I'm Zach Kellogg.
The men were on the road in Ogden, Utah, facing off against Weber State. They were down 4 players due to injury in that game. We'll get to that a little bit later on in the show. Zach, the women were here at home. Tell us about that game. Joined now by head coach Paul Petrino. Coach, clearly an exciting game last Saturday, completing the comeback victory. Tell me some of the things you were telling your team that last 7 minutes of the game before the block punt, down 10 points. Well, Zach, obviously the Splash Sisters on fire last Thursday night. Michaela Ferenz, 23 points away from being the Big Sky's all-time leading scorer. Exciting stuff for the women's team right now. Joined now by Coach Zach Claus. Coach, thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on the show.
Glad to be here, thank you.
We'll get right into it. Kind of just take me through the non-conference schedule. A little bit of a tough schedule for you guys, a little bit of a rough start, but kind of just tell me how the team's built some chemistry over that period coming into conference play. And Zach, awesome to see the men start to really compete in these last 3 games, losing by 9 to Southern Utah, 2 to Portland State, and then finally getting over the hill and beating Sacramento State. Let's hope they can pick up a couple more wins as they head into the Big Sky Conference tournament next week. Joined now by head coach Don Verlin. Coach, thank you as always for joining us on the show.
You're welcome.
So I heard that you guys had some travel woes over the weekend with these 2 road games. Kind of explain what happened over the weekend. Welcome back to Inside the Vandals, brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Casino Hotel and Resort. Well, Zach, it's always really cool to see a successful walk-on story like Chance's. Only playing in 7 games last year, playing in 18 this year before the injury, and starting in 4 of those really shows that hard work pays off. Joined now by head coach Don Verlin. Coach, as always, thank you for joining us on the show.
You're welcome.
A little bit of a different question here to start. Are you a snow guy? Are you liking this weather?
Well, no, not really. I'm originally from California, and but I don't mind the snow. I've lived here long enough now, but we've obviously got quite a bit of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm right on that same train with you, so there's one thing we have in common.
That's right.
Well, Zach, a very prestigious thing to see one of our own Vandals be the 4th woman in collegiate D1 history to make 400 career threes. Definitely not an easy thing to do.
Not as much as he could have been if he was playing.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Well, without further ado, we'll take a closer look at senior Nate Sherwood. And this will be our last show of the season. We just want to thank everyone who tuned in throughout the season, and a big shout out to everyone who was working behind the scenes to help make this show possible. Up next, Idaho versus Portland State right here in Cowan Spectrum. Chris King with the call. For Inside the Vandals, I'm Braedon Cain.
And I'm Zach Kellogg.
And we'll see you guys next week.